Hello everybody and welcome back to Balarkey's farm and the Chipping Norton map. So recently we've been doing quite a lot of field work, lots of time lapses. So we're going to try and change it up a bit today. I'm going to set a worker going in this field. So we're going to get him going. Let's get rolling. We are then going to go and going to get rid of this out of the field for now because I think we're done planting. Seeding even. As you can see, we've got two fields of wheat now. This field, and we've got two fields of canola. I'm going to leave field 7, 4, and 1 for now because I've downloaded the mod for the cider factory. So we're going to change the glass houses, or one of them at least, to start making apples. But the cider factory also needs sugar. So if we go find it, it's in here. It's in construction, factories. Scroll down. You can't miss it. There we go. So you need apples and sugar. So we're gonna have to plant some sugar beet. So let's get this out of here. I'll take this back to the yard for now, because we're also going to need to set the sprayer up. So let's get this out of the field for now. So yeah, so we'll be planting sugar beet and potatoes, because we need potatoes for the crisps, we need the canola for the crisps. But we'll need sugar beet to make sugar, and apples. So let's go over to the farm. Can leave this next to the sprayer because we're going to need to get on with spraying weeds very soon as well, because they've started to grow. I think it'll be alright this month. Next month I think we're going to need to start spraying. So let's get this over here. So for our crisps, as you can see, we're going to need canola oil, olive oil, or sunflower oil. So we've opted to do canola oil. It's easy. Probably will do some sunflower oil, but we'll start with canola. So nice and easy, that one. So what I've been thinking is we'll change lettuce one. Ooh, the apples. The glass houses don't do apples, so we're gonna have to buy a glass house that does apples. Let's see. Apples is on here. I'm sure it is. Yeah, apples is there. No selling points. And then cider's there as well. No selling points. But when you buy the production, you get a selling point for it. So we can sort that out once we're a bit richer than £27,000. Right. So we need to have a look to see what we can make apples in then, and see how much we're going to have to make to get it. So let's have a look. Orchard, there we go. That one does apples. So we're going to need £25,000, which we have got. So first things first, let's get this built. So our glass houses are back here, so I'm wondering if it will fit in. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't look like we've got room for our orchard. So we could put it down here. I think next to the chicken pen on the track. Ooh, that's deformed the ground quite significantly. Have we got enough to start levelling this? Let's get the softener tool on it. Let's soften this in. It's the only thing with Farming Simulator 25. It would be nice if it did it for you. Well, as you can see, we're now minus £5. So the worker has stopped working. But never mind, let's have a look at what we've got. So it's a bit of a bank, but when we get some money, I'll get all the ground sorted out and we'll make that more presentable. So we can now do. So we're going to apples. So the two options, we can do the manure and water, or we can do solid fertilizer and water. I think or believe that the cows in the shed, they would do manure, but apparently we haven't got a manure heap. So it's probably well worth getting a manure heap. But for now we'll put some fertilizer in it and we will get some water over it and get this producing. But we're also going to have to unload this trailer, and I think we're going to have to sell some trees out of the forest. So I'll get this unloaded and I'll meet you down at the forest.
Well, maybe it was fate.
So here we are down at the forest area. So what I'm thinking is we'll just take a few trees, see what they're worth, and then see if we can make some money out of this. However, I have just realised we don't actually own a chainsaw. So, can we buy one with no money? The answer is no. So we are going to have to actually borrow £1,000, well £5,000 from the bank. So let's borrow 5,000, buy a chainsaw and see how much money we can make from selling a few trees. There we go. Right, let's get some trees cut down. So, best way, get on top of the tree, hold the trigger down, and take all the branches off. With the lumberjack mod you do have to be careful because it does try to constantly delete the tree, which is rather annoying. So that's one. We're aiming for straight trees really. I don't know if there's overly that many in this forest area, but we will of course replant all of these at a stage for some nice trees, but for now they will help us on our journey. So same again, delimit, and as I was saying earlier with lumberjack, that one has just deleted the tree. And again it's deleted the tree. So lumberjack is very helpful, but sometimes not very helpful at the same time. Right, let's get these two on, and then let's just see if it's going to be work. There's not that many trees, but we do obviously need quite a few thousand. So I did find another one, so I'm just going to take these three to the sell point now, the biomass heating plant. We'll just see what we get for them, see if it's going to be worth just taking down a load of trees, or if we're better off just borrowing some money for now, getting set up, and hoping we can pay it back. So I'll see you at the sell point. Right, so here we're at the sell point. Let's find out what it's worth. 3 trees. £2,000. So obviously they're not the correct length, and we haven't really made them how they need to be to get the top dollar for them. So looking at that, I think we might be best just borrowing a small loan for now, getting the few bits we need to get going, get the field work done, and then give it a few months and we shall be we can soon pay it back. So I'll head back to the farm and I'll see you there. So here we are back at the farmyard. So I think we're going to borrow, for the time being, about £80,000. There we go, we're going to borrow £80,000. That should get us some chickens, because I think sooner we can get some chickens on the better. Get some eggs going. We'll get this filled up with water, and we've barely scratched the surface with some fertiliser, so we might need to put a few more bags in there. But we'll turn that on, and let's go get some water. So I believe the barrel is around here still. Get this filled up, and then we will get it over to the orchard. So while this is dumping its load and making some nice trees, we'll head over and buy some chickens. If we can find the buy point. Just here. So let's have a look. So yet again, plenty of choice for chickens and roosters. Do we go for some multicoloured ones? White and black? Just white. Black ones? Or some nice golden ones? I think we'll go for some nice golden chickens. We're going to get the ones that are 6 months old, so they start reproducing and laying eggs straight away. This pasture holds 100, and I think we should start off with 40. So we'll get 40 chickens in there. We will now need to get some food as well. I think they take wheat, barley and sorghum. So grain, so it just says grain, so we'll go to the shop and we'll buy some wheat. So here we are at the shop. I bought 8 bags for now. It should be enough for our little chicks. They won't eat an over lot to start with, and there's only 40 of the little devils, so shouldn't be too bad. So we'll get these loaded on the trailer, head back and feed some chickens. So drop trailer there, and let's feed our chicks. Might end up getting a cockerel just so they breed a bit faster. We might just buy one cock and see if we can boost our chickens. Right, first loading. Oh, don't turn too fast for your telehandler. While that's emptying, let's go see what cocks we can buy. I'm gonna get 2 baby cockerels, then that'll give them time to grow up and then they can start mating when they're a bit older. There we go. Get these 4 bags in and then we'll visit our chickens. So here they are, the new additions to Balarki Farms. Some nice chickens. Now I don't know where the baby cockerels are. Oh, there's one, hiding in the bush. Tiny little thing. Right, so apparently the chickens are full, so we'll leave those bags there for now. And then we can keep them all topped up. But hopefully next month we will start to have some eggs. So the other thing we can do while we've got a bit of money is we're going to set up a water tank system just to start filling up all of the glass houses and now the new orchard as well, just to save us moving the barrel back and forth. So we'll nip up here and then let's go to the build menu. Let's pop this in the yard somewhere where we won't bump into it. We also need to quickly go check on the worker because I believe, yeah, he's stuck on something. Right, so let's have a look at our water distribution systems. So I think we'll start off with this little this little one. We can put it, hopefully, behind the caravan. That's it, and we'll get that set up working. So we'll get that activated, set it to distributing, and then that should hopefully keep some water in some of the different productions. So as you can see, we now have 600 litres of apples. So that is going quite well. However, it's using a lot of fertiliser, so we're definitely going to have to keep that well topped up. And hopefully, if we can buy a manure pit for said cows over here, we should be able to use manure to make our apples. So it looks like worker has finished rolling that field, so that's now everything rolled. So there's no reason we couldn't move on to next month, where hopefully we should be able to cut the grass, but we will double check. I think it'll be October, November, yeah, so there'll be the last couple of months, so we'll probably get the first cut on, and then we can take some to our cows inside the shed. So hay will run them at 80% anyway, because they've only got 1,000 litres of total mixed rations left. So I'll run this to the shed, and then we will go to bed. Right, let's get this parked up next to the sprayer, and then we will sleep until October, where we should be able to get a mower and start mowing our grass field. We will get a worker next month to finish liming all of our fields. We should be able to check on the status of them as well. So, first loan interest come out. Obviously we've got the leasing cost of the spreader and the hire purchase of the roller. So they've all come out as well. So if we go into the menu now, we should see, so the cows are now out of food, so we desperately need to get some hay bales cut for them. Chickens, they've made 340 litres of eggs, so that's good, and they are 50% reproduction. Let's check on. So we are also out of solid fertiliser, so we could do with some more solid fertiliser to keep the apples going, but we have now got one pallet, which is good, so we can start stockpiling apples ready to buy our cider factory. And I think the water is just distributing throughout. So let's have a look on the shop and see what mower we can afford. Hopefully there might even be one in the sale. So unfortunately we've got a mulcher, not that useful for us. So the only trouble is we're going to need to get a mower, a tether and a windrow. So it's going to be fairly expensive. So I think we'll start off with this 4-meter side mower. We're probably going to hire purchase all of these just so we can keep some money in the bank. So we've got quite a few months until we start getting our money back. So that's the mower sorted. Tether, we've got a 4.4 meter or an 8. I think we'll go for the 8 because it'll make our life a lot easier. So we'll hire purchase that as well over 4 years, just bring the cost down a month. And then we'll need a windrower. It's only a baby one, we could do one just a little bit bigger than that. So what we got? 8-meter one, soon jump up in price, £19,500. We're also going to need a forage wagon or a baler, just so we can get that to the cows. So let's have a look at forage wagon. So we could spend £30,000 on a small one, but it will be big enough for what we need to do for now. Or we buy a baler at £22,000 because we can also use it for the straw. So I think the baler's a cheaper option. So that's the way we could gonna go. But what we'll probably do is lease the baler because we can send it back until we actually need it again. So £1,000 to lease it for the day. Not too bad. Right, I'm going to take the Lamborghini because it is the fastest tractor and we'll head down to the store. Right, so here we are at the field. We are going to cut this in real time. I wouldn't imagine it's going to take too long, so let's get that switched on. Get steering assist on, and let's see how long it takes us. It's lost its line, but never mind. Let's get this cut. So if there's any suggestions for the series and anything you'd like me to try or do, drop us a like, comment, and we can soon have a look into it and see if we can get it on there. We're definitely going to get a cider production set up, as Nick suggested in the comments. It's a very good idea. So we have got that mod on there, but it's about £80,000 to buy the cider production, so we will need to be getting saving for it. Obviously we haven't got a lot of money at the moment, so we are trying to get all the crops in, get ready, and get the field work done. And then hopefully in a few episodes time we can start harvesting and start making some of this money back, which is desperately needed. Once we get the crisps on the go, that'll be a good one. I'm excited to see what that production's like. Now we've got the eggs and going, and we've got some milk. We might even have a look into renting the dairy. I wouldn't mind getting some buffalo cows eventually, because mozzarella, as we all know, does make a fairly good amount of money. Also, I know cakes do as well, but we do need to get the sugar mill and everything for the cakes. It does take quite a lot of getting set up, but it's definitely worth it for the money you get out of it. So we will have a look at that as well. Need to have a look when we can plant sugar beet, because that will be one of our next biggest things, get sugar beet planted, because we're desperately going to need some sugar for cider and doing cakes in the future. I think with cakes you need, if I remember rightly, you need flour, sugar, eggs and bottled milk and butter, but you can make butter with goats, so it could be something we look into, getting goats. Goats are pretty easy, bit of hay or grass, they're not fussy, and they start producing, so it might be an idea to have a look at some goats. It's just where we'd put them. One of these nice big fields down there, I would have thought would be a nice place for them. But yeah, we'll get through and get this field cut. I've sort of stopped using steering assist because with these side mows it's actually sometimes easier just to freehand cut. And then we'll go and get the other headland that I've missed in a minute. Then we can get it tethered and then windrowed. As you can see, not taking many minutes to do. Nice and easy, round and round. Make sure you don't miss anything, any bits, because it's rather annoying. Also need your guys' opinion on what tractor I should get. So I did mention last episode that I was going to get rid of the Massey. Definitely thinking about getting rid of the Massey. So the options are, I've found a Lamborghini, Jeremy Clarkson's Lamborghini. It's about 320 horsepower. What we could trade it for, or do we go for something like a John Deere, or do we get a JCB, a bit faster on the road? Do we get a Case? What do you guys think? I quite like fast tracks, so I'm leaning towards one of them. But then again, Jeremy Clarkson's Lambo, it would make the series very authentic, wouldn't it? So let me know what you think down below. Not long left now. Get these last few bits done, and then we can get the cows fed. As you can see from the map, it's yielding fairly well. It's all in the green, so that's what we like to see. So we'll make sure we keep up with the lime and the fertiliser. The other thing for doing sugar beet as well is we can actually feed it to the pig. So we've got the pig pasture on the map, but obviously at the moment we've got no food for the pigs. So sugar beet's not only good for the sugar mill and getting all the products going, it'll actually be good to feed the old piggies off. Then we can use their slurry and manure. The manure can make the apple trees, and the slurry can go on the fields, so we become a bit more sustainable. Right, let's get this last end what we've missed all the way around the headland. Mind the fence. There we go, super. One grass field cut. So I'll just quickly run this to yard and get the tether. I'll see you in a second. Right, let's get this field tethered. And then it's ready to be windrowed and baled up. Right, that's the field tethered. So we're going to call it a day there. Next time we'll get it windrowed and baled up and fed to the cows. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Any comments, leave them down below. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.